Welcome, everyone, to the live Method of Victory show. Andy and Jim joining you from Winning in the Shadows. If it's your first time joining, concept is very simple. We pick a fight, we have to pick the winner, and we have to pick the method of victory. It can't be inside the distance, it's got to be sub or KO or decision. Jim and I will take turns until we get all the fights, and I already had my template set up for 12 fights, which is now 10 fights on this card here, Jim. This is
We'll see if we can lose one more by tomorrow, make it a
well,
nine
here's
fighter.
the good news. It's March. It's going to be March 1st. And we already got the worst card of the year out of the way because there's no way there's going to be one worse than this one. It can't be. It can't be. You can't have a worse card than this. So, if you guys want to chime in with some of your favorite method of victory props, please do so in the chat. Love to hear what you guys are thinking and what you guys are liking. So, as always, do a coin flip backstage. See who goes first. Jim, you are the lucky winner. You get to go first. Unless you would like to defer and have me go first again.
I would like to defer to the second half. Andy's done more work on this card than I have.
Okay.
So we always say our top three want to be our best. So you get two in the top three.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take Pinto by KO at minus 150. And if you're tuning in, what you're going to see is our top three are our most confident. And then we'll probably kind of sprinkle some kind of long shots and favorites. People ask, like, well, if I'm going to bet this, how should I bet this? We've kind of just been telling people parlay the top three or the top two or some of those. It's been pretty good week in and week out. Shout out to you, Fernando. You like energy by sub. Energy by sub. Okay. Bold call. Love it. All right, Jim. Pinto by KO. Listen, Austin Lane, he's not that durable. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to attempt to wrestle so he doesn't have to get in a firefight, and I think Pinto's going to be ready for it. Austin Lane, not great cardio. All Pinto has to do is not get finished in the first round, and I think he finds the chin of Austin Lane. So I'll go Pinto by KO as our first leg. All right, what's number two?
I'm going to shock you with this one.
Oh, boy.
You're not going to see this coming from Jim.
Okay.
I'm going to go right to the main event.
Okay.
I'm going to go Manel Kape.
Okay.
By decision.
Okay.
Plus 180.
Plus 180. I had that exact one written
Perfect.
down.
Okay. Here's the thing. I was saying, we talked earlier, I was saying Azu is live. Pretty shocking to see them face off and realize that Kape is actually the slightly bigger man, first of all.
Okay.
Second of all, looking at the fact that it's a 5-round fight, and I know we're going to have the takedowns from Almabayev, but is he going to be able to hold Kape down in 3, 4, or 5? That's kind of what I'm worried about here. I could see the first 2 rounds being a lot of defensive movement from Kape, wanting to stay away. But, at the end of the day, when you look at it, the striking is going to be coming from Kape. And I think it's going to be enough in 3, 4, 5 to eke out a decision. Finishes in this weight class are really hard to come by unless you're fighting a can. We've seen that. These guys are durable. They go crazy. There's a big flurry of energy. And then they kind of go into conservation mode. I was impressed watching Kape's fight back again, his last fight. I thought his cardio was really nice. Now, he didn't have a lot coming back the other way. Okay. The Makayev fight, circus, because Makayev fights are circuses. So I just don't think Almabayev is ready yet. So give me Kape by decision.
All right. I'm going to go with a fight that I had pretty strong convictions about, and I'm going Rebivics by decision over Hackprast. And that is plus 105. I love what I saw Rebivics in his last fight against Zellhuber. The volume was there. The cardio was there. Listen, I was not high on him when he first got into UFC, and he's made some good improvements. Like, credit fighters when you see him make those big improvements. If he has that kind of volume against Hackprast, I think he wins fairly easily here. I just don't see the output from Hackprast matching Rebivics, and we saw Rebivics has really good size. And he just came off of beating Zellhuber, who's got the length. He had the really good length, and he was able to get inside and avoid some of the damage. So Rebivic fights like that, I think he walks away with the decision win here. All right, so that's our top three. Pinto by KO, Kape by decision, and Rebivic by decision. All right, number 4, who you got?
Well, before I go, Chris, just so you know, the toilet seat's working great, but now we're doing a bathroom remodel. So we went from a broken toilet seat to we're going to remodel the whole bathroom. Keep you posted on that. I'm going to go to William Gomes.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Gomes by decision. I like Hyder Emil a lot. Big size advantage for Gomes. And this is going to be a bull and a matador fight.
Okay.
You guys have heard me say this before. French kickboxers, strikers, they fight in this matador range. It's minus 115 if you're looking for it.
Minus 115.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hyder's a good fighter, but he's going to have to get on the inside, and I don't see him dropping 3 rounds of wrestling on us here. Gomes is just one of those guys where I've looked to fade him. I'm still mad that we had the poisoning of him. Right? Who is it? He was going to mop the floor with that.
Right.
Right? Remember?
Right. There was a couple of guys that got
legitimately poisoned.
Like not food poisoning, poison in the food.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'd like the size advantage. I think he's going to be able to be the matador in there and outpoint Hyder. Hyder's going to have to fight a perfect fight to win this or get the knockout early. And Gomes is very crafty on the feet. It's that French savant style where it's I hit you and then you can't hit me. So I think the points are going to add up. So give me Gomes by decision.
All right. This is my first kind of going to step out on a limb and try and shoot for a big number here. I'm going to go to a fight that I don't think sees the scorecards. And if I get Patterson by sub against anybody around this level, I'm going to take it. I think this is Barlow by KO or Patterson by sub, and to get plus 450 on a guy that has an immense advantage once this thing gets to the ground. We've watched him sub his last 2 opponents inside the first round. Patterson is super hittable. I get it. Patterson leaves his chin open. I get it. Barlow's got good power. I get it. If I'm Patterson's corner, I'm like, you do not stand on the feet with this man. Like, you try and get him to the ground. So I think if Patterson gets him to the ground, I don't know if Barlow gets back up once Patterson gets those. He's got these long arms and legs that are just like, he just swallows you up in there. So we're outside the top 3. So time to take some sprinkles on some bigger numbers here. Fernando points out he's scheduled to fight Gene Silva when he got sick in Rio.
He got sick. Gomes got sick, right?
Yeah. Boy, he probably lucked out. But
boy, did he luck out.
What not happened to face Gomes? So
boy, did he luck out.
All right, number 6. Who you got?
Let's go to the women's fight.
Okay.
All right, Andrea Lee and JJ Aldridge.
Okay.
Again, I expected Andrea Lee to have a size advantage. When they face off, there's no size advantage. There's nothing there. I thought Andrea Lee looked extremely soft on the scales, which makes sense. She's no spring chicken, okay? JJ's always looked soft, so it's like, okay, big deal. It's just the way she looks. That's just her body type. That's where you go. So, look, if you're going to bet JJ Aldridge, you only got one way to bet JJ Aldridge, right? It's JJ by decision.
Okay.
I'm going to fade the old fighter. Andrea Lee is a fighter from a bygone era. Her skill set is from a bygone era. And in rounds 2 and rounds 3, we've seen Andrea Lee accumulate massive damage in her recent fights. And I know JJ's not some big power puncher, but if she can put volume on her in 2 and 3, that bloody nose of Andrea Lee is going to win JJ the round. That's all it's going to take. So give me JJ by decision. I think this could be one of the last times we see Andrea Lee. There's nothing left for her in the sport.
You're right. I mean, this is Andrea. It's go time here. Like, you've lost way too many fights. They're not going to.
It's been go time
anymore.
This could be. She didn't seem like the same perky Andrea Lee either.
No,
at weigh-ins and face-off. So I think we got a good spot here to fade her.
I mean, this is pressure. Mm-hmm. So, Metaverse, I see you. Chepe by decision. I actually have that down on my list, so I am with you. Let's do Chepe by decision.
I was going to go there as well.
Yeah, I think we're agree with that one. So Chepe is plus 225. What a great number there on this one. He just doesn't really It just goes the distance. All his fights go the
Mhm.
distance since he's been in the UFC, except for a random Jack Jenkins broken arm. Chepe's time is coming, by the way. Like he is squeaked by, but I think he just does too much here. I think he does too much work. I think he's going to be the tougher guy. So I just expect this to be kind of a 3-round grinded out. Chepe makes life a hell for 15 minutes. So yep, we'll do Chepe by decision. I'm with you, Meta. All right, number 8, nitty gritty.
Yeah, we're getting down there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to our boy, who we've had a great history. Well, I would say great history, but a history with.
Okay.
Charles Johnson, first fight of the night.
Okay.
Charles Johnson gets a knockout, feeling good, doesn't have a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Right?
Truth.
Isn't fighting for money, is fighting to win, which is good to see. Look, I'm just not sold on Temerov, and big size advantage for Johnson. Now, with Charles Johnson, what's your worry? Is he going to lose the first round? Most of the time, he's going to lose that first round, and he's going to have to come back. He's talked about starting faster, and I feel like we've started to see him try to do that, start a little bit faster. So, small cage, could be a little worried about it. I'm going to go with Charles Johnson by points here at plus 150. So I understand the sub could be live, but I don't see Temerov gassing out to the point where he gets caught in a sub. I think this is going to be Charles having to win 2 and 3 convincingly, with one being up in the air. Classic 1-1 situation, as always, in a Charles Johnson fight.
I was going to go crazy with this one, and I was going to go Johnson by KO. I was like, what if Temerov just gasses? What if it turns out he's got nothing left after the first round? So, but I like it. Johnson by decision. All right, let's go. Listen, Cody Brundage, not exactly a world beater, but do you have to be to knock out Julian Marquez, who's gotten obliterated in his last couple fights? Here's the thing with Brundage is not only do we get on the feet with the Chinny Marquez, but you also could get on the ground with ground and pound, because Chinny is Chinny, no matter if you're on your back or if you're, we've seen big time cardio issues from Marquez. And I know we've seen big time issues from Brundage. I know we've seen him quit. I know we've seen him throw in the towel when he, at the very first sign that Jacob Malkoun brushes the back of his head. We've watched him like get out of there, but man, his story about his daughter, it just feels a little bit different this fight week. And Taylor making him, seriously, Jim, we were talking about Cody Brundage, if he loses, getting cut. Now he's in a co-main. It's amazing. So Julian Marquez, man, I think that chin is gone. There's getting knocked out, and then there's getting knocked out, and then there's getting knocked out how easily he's been. Like, just, run through. So this will be a car crash, but I think Brundage it gets a K. You just can't fade these Chinny guys. It's impossible. So Brundage by KO will be my last pick.
I will go as far as to do my Kevin Holland ESP on this fight. Okay? Something a little fun. These guys are training partners. We're training partners. They know each other. They like each other. This fight's still going to end by KO. And where it's going to end, not a KO. It's going to end with Cody Brundage on Marquez's back. And Cody's going to do he's going to do the gorilla arms. That's it. And he's just going to keep touching Marquez, not wanting to hurt him too bad. And the ref's going to have to step in and stop it. That's what it's going to be.
Wouldn't this be great if Julian Marquez was just like, oh no, the back of my head.
It hasn't been said, but could we also be looking at a retirement here from Marquez with all the injuries, jumping camps?
Absolutely. 4 big time knockouts. Who does he think he is?
This is
Tony Ferguson.
This is a sneaky retirement that like nobody would be talking about. And you're like, oh, he retired. After he gets
well, it's either retired or UFC cuts him. You're not going to keep putting him in there.
True.
To get unless this is the Sam Alvey treatment where it's like, Listen, he's losing, but damn are his fights exciting. Damn does everyone like watching Sam Alvey get knocked out.
The Jordan Wright
Damn
experience.
does I was gonna say, damn does everyone like Jordan Wright fights. What's so funny about Jordan Wright is how he went to the regional scene and became a wrestler. Puts on them. Have you seen this?
Yeah, he doesn't have a chin. He has to.
He was in a main event and everyone's just leaving because in the third round he's just laying on top of this regional bum. So hilarious. This regional's like, we paid for the Jordan Wright experience in the main event. What are we doing here? So, all right, I'm with you. Bring us home here. Who's getting the KO?
We already know. My pick is fight ends by KO. Oh, no, I got to pick a side. All right. Who's it going to be? Danny Silva, Lucas Almeida. Face-offs happen. I thought Danny Silva looked like shit.
Yeah, he
He
struggled.
looked like shit. Like, made weight, missed weight, doesn't matter. The look in his eyes didn't look right. Big, again, size advantage for Almeida. Not that I believe that Almeida is some fantastic fighter, because I don't. I think he's very kill or be killed, but something doesn't look right with Danny Silva. It just flat out doesn't. And we know he's going to walk into a hellstorm of punches to try to land his zone. The guy is so hittable. So we got to go Lucas Almeida, plus 350, KO TKO.
All right, plus 350. I struggle with that one too. I said Almeida by decision, but I was like, yeah, KO, not KO. Yeah.
His look
struggle
on
with that
that
one.
face-offs just really sealed it for me. He has that disinterested look, like he's just
Yeah.
not ready and something's not right.
All right, do a recap if you guys could. Hit the like button, leave us a comment. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat. What's up, Bill? Yes, the Academy Award goes to Brundage. He should have been at the Oscars. Wouldn't that have been hilarious if they just randomly were like we've had a write-in for best leading actor, Cody Brundage in the Malkoon fight. De Niro-esque performance. Like, wow, he really got in the character. Shout out to you, Sean. Fernando, thanks. And Fernando says Charles Johnson is dying.
Oh, we know.
We know.
We know, buddy.
But
We watch it every fight. He's dying to, but the guy just doesn't lock him up. He's able to let people squirm out. It just
yeah. Thank you, Metaverse. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, MMA Clips. Yeah, that's gonna do it for us for Method of Victory. We're gonna try and do this live every Friday. So it's what's crazy is it's like our most requested video that we do. So we'll try and we'll try and keep up. We'll try and keep it consistent with what times that we do it. They will definitely be up every Friday. So if you guys,
we have to do a quick recap. Actually,
okay, recap.
We forgot our recap. Because last week was a good week for the prediction show.
Oh, I deleted it. Darn.
That's okay. Well, we can talk about a few of them. So first of all, shout out to Clint, right?
Yes, Clint nailed his top three.
Yeah,
Clint nailed his top three.
That's what we want to do. We want to try to nail top three. We did not nail our top three. However, what we did do, we hit some big numbers. So if you're playing these across the board for a quarter unit, you're very happy. We get the Kudalaba by submission in the melee fight of the night. Glorious. Austin Vanderford gets us the gift KO when the ref steps in there.
Yep.
At the very end at plus 550. And the Song Yadong technical decision.
So ridiculous.
Three-round decision in a 5-round fight. Beautiful. What else did we hit? We hit a couple other ones. Did we hit one more?
The Kudalaba was the best one, and Clint hitting his top three. Yeah. Somebody posted. I do have to laugh. Somebody posted something, and it was like, "Tell me you didn't watch the video without telling me you didn't watch the video." They're like, "Y'all are getting killed in UFC this year."
Oh,
It was like, it's like, do you watch the video where we explain how to bet these? Do you know where our official picks are? Speaking of our official picks. If you want our official picks, they are over at WagerTalk.com. We're still running our 1 month, 1 goal, build your bankroll. Guys, we're on a 14-1 all sports run this week. Absolutely insane. We cashed our golf play earlier today. So, 1 month, we're knocking $100 off. This is what we do. We build bankrolls. We're so proud of the team that we built. Myself, Jim, Corbin, Dan, and now Jan, who's joined us. So, you guys are... No, No, we're not. We're not degenerates. Degenerates lose. We are up 40 units this year. We're up
Mhm.
127 units last year. We were up 93 units the year before. Definitely not degenerates. We actually have very specific rules that we follow that degenerates do. No drunk betting. Uh,
And we check each other with these rules, so you know we're serious about it. That's
yes,
the
we do.
other thing.
Yeah, bankroll management. We definitely do not fall into the category
Mhm.
of degenerates. So, thank you though, Rick. Um, I don't know if he's kid erratic. Is it? This is what's great. We've
But
been doing
this
this for so long. People know to come to our defense when someone says we're degenerates.
but this is okay. Like, listen, if you're new to the chat, as if this is your first time seeing us, thank you. First of all, Rick, thank you for coming in. All right.
Yeah,
But what you're going to see from us is something very different that you don't see in a lot of other places in the base. Number one, you're always going to get transparency. Number two, this is a business to us. Okay. And you guys in the chat going to bat for us, this is a business for us, right? So no, there's no degenerate. Andy knows degenerate is my most number one hated word, period. Because a degenerate to me is counting your change and playing slots at a rundown casino on a Friday night. Okay. That's degenerate. All right. Degenerate to me is having 27 NFL parlays or 25 bets on the Super Bowl, betting the coin toss and the Gatorade thing for big money. Treat your bankroll like an investment. And that's what we do. So, Rick, join us for some more videos. You get a better gist of what we do.
yeah. And join our Discord. It's
Mhm.
full of like-minded people. Take your bankroll and business serious. It's kind of no nonsense. It's just people posting their plays, talking about, some of the serious sides of gambling. This is the method of victory. It's where we have a chance to have a little fun.
Mhm.
And like we said, if we want to figure out the way to make it profitable, we've been having success with doing the top three. So I appreciate that. So yeah, Rick, invite you to join us, please. Uh, give us a shot. I think you'll be very, very happy. So. All right. Let's see. We will be doing takedown live. It's only 10 fights.
Mhm.
We'll be on this channel tomorrow going over the live fights. We'll have some live bets and live predictions. Hopefully we get some really good ones. We always do this, but I feel like we try and predict some of the live betting opportunities and sometimes they don't materialize. Like this I feel like we got to be on our toes. What's a fight that you think could be a really nice live bet? To me, the
There,
Charles Johnson is just the obvious.
there's a lot
Like
of them to me,
Tamarov comes
honestly.
off just swinging like haymakers and lines go down, and then all of a sudden he's tired.
I only have 3 plays on this entire card locked in right now. I think most of this card really should be live. This is kind of what we spoke about earlier in the week, that this card could absolutely kill people this week. Absolutely kill people. So our strategy is not to try to hit big this week. It's to try to get out of Dodge with some profit and keep the train rolling in 2025. And it has been one hell of a train. Uh, Live bet. I think you could go Andrew Lee, JJ Aldridge. That could be a good one.
Oh Lord. Oh
Okay.
man.
And
Yeah.
it's from
Okay.
what I'm saying. In a women's fight, the visible damage and how they're taking shots sways the judges. And Andrea Lee has had horrible, horrible visual looks in her fights recently.
Yeah.
Danny Silva and Almeida, that's going to be tough to do live. Austin Lee Pinto, tough to do live. Barlow Patterson, tough to do live. Emil and Gomes, all right? Look, I like Gomes, but if it looks like Emil's getting on the inside and is able to get the takedowns and he's hurting Gomes, then you might be able to see something there. Um,
Yeah.
Esteban Rivovic, that fight, that could
Yeah.
be a
Here,
live bet.
let's go. Let's go over how this could be a nightmare
Okay,
for
perfect.
bettors. Timarov finds Charles Johnson's chin early
Mhm.
and knocks out Johnson. That immediately kills everybody.
Yep,
Andrea Lee, Fountain of Youth, gets the submission. That's
bingo.
it. That's it. If there's a finish in this fight, because this over 2.5 is at everyone's
Mhm.
parlays. So Ramos hits a random spinning elbow that catches Mariscal perfect on the chin. Austin Lane takes Pinto down. Pinto falls into an arm bar. Uh, like something stupid like that, and Lane by submission
Mhm.
gets there. I'm on Patterson, but I think if Patterson wins,
It's by
it'll
sub. I mean, like, how did like
Patterson by decision.
a lot of people are on Danny Barlow. A lot
I
of people
know.
are on
I
Danny
love him.
Barlow, and I understand
Love him.
why. But it's going to be Danny Barlow throws the left hand. It misses. And for some reason, Danny Barlow gets Patterson against the cage and shoots. And what does Patterson do? Locks up the front choke.
Yeah. Okay.
Standing guillotine.
Higher Mill just outpaces Gomis in rounds 1, and then the first part of round 2, and then Emil starts to fall off, and Gomis makes a little comeback, and then Emil wins by split decision.
Mm-hmm.
Almabayev submits Kape. that would be how this card turns into a complete nightmare.
This could be
for
really,
batters.
really dangerous. Cody Brundage and Julian Marquez, have
Go
a
the
hug fest for
distance.
3
Yeah.
rounds. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
how
just
this card could
be
go.
careful with your bankrolls this
We're
week.
not hoping that happens, but
Mhm.
this card smells. It really, really smells. Tommy Under says Chepe could break Ramos. Agreed
It could.
100%. His just grinding style, just pushing him up against the fence and just making life nightmare, and Ramos can't get any of his fancy punches off. Yeah, absolutely. It could. So
This
all
brings
right.
up a good point, the Chepe, real quick.
Okay.
So like you said, most of us think Chepe wins here, right? We think decision.
I
He
think
could break
Ramos is pretty
Ramos,
bad.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
So what you do is you play Chepe by decision. Now, if you're in a state who has DraftKings and they give you the live lines, you can bet KO, submission, decision, and those lines are going to move actively. If you think that he is fading to the point of getting finished, and there's no wrestling going on, you have a chance to make a live wager on KO or submission. Okay, it's a little risky, but you're going to be able to scrape a unit out there. And what do we always say? We want to guarantee ourselves profit. So I think you go one of the 2 ways before. If you think Chepe is going to smoke him, okay, you bet him by finish, and then you're betting decision live.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
so there's ways to look at this. I think that these live lines, again, it's tough to talk about live lines until they happen, but there's a lot of value in these live lines, guys. And if they're going to offer us these ways to bet, we should take advantage of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, all right. One last look at the method of victory power rankings. We like Pinto by KO, Kape by decision, Ribovic by decision. Those are our top 10. Smaller sprinkles: Gomis by decision, Patterson by sub, Aldrich by decision, Chepe by decision, Johnson by decision, and then rounding out Brundage by KO and Almeida by KO. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to join us on Takedown Live tomorrow. Let's make this another profitable weekend. Good luck in your plays, and we'll see everyone later.
See you Saturday.